look at us on the field on a Friday at FC Live. Scotty Braun, Todd Father, Kratz in his usual bunker, and right off the jump, Hunter Greene from the Cincinnati Reds joining us. Good to see you, Hunter.
Yeah,
how you doing?
He was just walking around here. We're like, Hunter, come on in, man.
Yeah. So I was in the clubhouse. I'm like, I'm in there.
Yes, man. We appreciate it.
Also said hello to there's like tours of kids coming through today. So
every day.
cool. You did that too. You taught a class this morning. What,
I
algebra?
did. I had numbers about hits, the times runs scored, plus OPS, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Nice. That's all good, man.
How you doing? And also, I love the sweatshirt. So the City Connects obviously are very popular here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they did a great job. Nike did their thing, and obviously a good representation of the city and some great colors. I'm glad we did black to kind of switch it up a little bit, and I like that look, especially for our night games. It's pretty cool when we got a lot of fans in the stands with the black. So they did a great job.
I want to take it back to when you were younger, man. You appeared in Sports Illustrated in high school. I thought that was cool. So for me, I actually appeared in Sports Illustrated for kids, not to toot my own horn for football. But I got a little love. But now,
when you were a kid,
when we were a kid. So now I got something in common with him. But talk to us about high school. You threw 102 miles an hour in high school, man. Yeah. Tell people out there, like, that's not normal. So, like, what did you do? Like, it was just natural or just ability that you had?
Man, I get that question a lot. And, as I kind of reminisce and look back, it was like I didn't lift the house. I didn't lift weights a lot. I did a lot of yoga, I think like 3 times a week. And I loved it. Now I do a lot of Pilates, which I think is a little better for me, a little bit more active, more movement based. And then I did a lot of plyometric work, a lot of box jumps, ladder drills. At the time I was training as an infielder, which made me a better pitcher. Training as an athlete, being explosive, and just staying athletic. So that was really like the core of my workouts. It was never weights. And honestly, like if you asked our strength coaches with the team, with the organization, man, like they would have been like, this dude had no idea how to lift, like a real good routine to have. It was all just, like I said, a lot of plyometric work and like explosive movements and box jumps and stuff.
And I think you make a good point, because nowadays you're seeing guys get Tommy John surgeries more. You're seeing guys with injuries, elbow problems, shoulder problems. Can you attest to like why that's happening? Is it because guys are throwing nonstop? Is it because they're lifting too much? You talk about not overly lifting. It's something that, you see nowadays. It's like, why are people getting injured so much? What do you think?
Yeah, are you asking like specifically for the youth or like just
just in Major League Baseball?
Man, that's tough to. Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough experience really to truly answer that question. But I mean, bodies, are changing. The demand of the game has definitely changed with pitch clock and with certain new rules that MLB has enforced. And it's just the reality of the game. Obviously, as professionals, we got to try to find a way to still produce and play at the best of our ability while trying to stay healthy. But, it's just being able to make those adjustments, and for me, like myself, I think about the off season. How do I train in the off season to make sure when I come into season, all the work that I did will last me throughout the whole year. So I think that's the most important thing, at least for me, is like, what's my approach going to be like in the off season that's going to allow me to continue to stay healthy and build and feel my best, in that second half.
No doubt.
He's talking about the Heat, so I'm sure you've seen some highlights of Paul Skeens. That's the reminder for me. I know he, came out of college and you were high school, but you got the similar idea where basically every pitch coming out of his hand is a hundo plus. What do you think of what he looks like right now? And like, do you take yourself back a few years and go, I hope he does this, to make sure that he's healthy, gets up there in time, and they're really babying him right now. I think he only goes about 3 innings per outing.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, watching him has been fantastic. I've only seen highlights. I haven't watched like his whole games, and like you said, I think they're kind of managing his innings. I think what's the most he's done, like maybe 4 or 5 innings or so?
Not 5.
Three, yeah,
it's
like
3 and change. 3 and change.
Yeah, so for him, man, he's been able to have that development in college. I didn't have that, so to be able to find a set routine for yourself, to understand what the workload of like a full season is. I don't know how many innings he threw in college, but I definitely know it's more than I'm sure what he threw in high school.
Yeah.
So at least he has some understanding, I'm sure, of a workload and kind of an expectation as being a starter and getting into pro ball. So I hope that the organization continues to be smart with him. But at the same time, too, as somebody that's had to learn in the big leagues, it's not easy, and trying to figure out how to manage that workload and still try and be, that horse and go and try and throw as many innings for the team. It's not easy. So I hope that he's able to find that balance. But it seems like he's in pretty good hands and that he knows what he's doing.
Would you change it? Would you change it? Would you have gone to college? That you see a guy like Paul Skeens do what he's doing. Now, you're 24. Like, you would have basically had to go right from college to the big leagues to have the same amount of big league time.
Yeah, I definitely don't have any regrets. I've loved my journey, my process. Everything has happened for a reason. But yeah, I mean, there's times where, I'll think back, not really anymore, but, in my prior years of going through the minor leagues and my first year or two in pro ball, it's like, man, it would have been nice to, get more of that workload and not be such a huge gap, going from high school into pro ball. And then just having some great tutelage from John Savage over at UCLA in the offseason. I'll still go back every once in a while, throw some bullpens. He'll sit in on them and give his knowledge and some tips. And so I'm still getting some college coaching. It's weird because I'm in pro ball and I'm still talking to Savage, but he's such a great pitching coach and a great dude. And like I said, has a wealth of knowledge.
Let me ask you this. I want to go back to you being a two-way star pretty much. Are you happy that the DH is here, or you kind of wish you can get out there and hit a little bit?
I was just talking about this in the clubhouse. Benavidez, our
Freddie.
But yeah, Freddie been giving me, he's always giving me crap about being a position player, and if I don't fill the PFP, he's always going back. I thought you were a shortstop, but it's tough love. But yeah, man, I mean, there's times where I wish I was still hitting, but honestly, I hit in AAA for a little bit, and having to balance both, man, is not easy. It's really, really tough, and especially if you're the last out, you're like trying to catch your breath. You can't go over the next three hitters that you're facing. When you're in between innings, you can sit down.
Score on a play or
yeah, like you don't have that recovery, and then trying to like organize your thoughts of like how I'm going to approach this hitter. You don't really have that time because you're on deck trying to warm up or whatever. So it's real tough. So guys like Shohei that have been doing it, and a lot of kudos to him and the preparation and work ethic that goes into that.
Let's finish with some Reds talk for a few minutes. So I'll tee you up here. Who's the most electrifying player in Major League Baseball?
Ooh, man, that's tough, man. I mean, the first person I think about when you say electric is Ellie. Just because I'm able to see him every day, and man, he's starting to get hot again, man, and it's just super fun to see. And he's such a great student of the game. Like, you can see him thinking, and he's asking questions, and as you see, he's doing interviews in English now, which shows a ton of maturity and obviously wanting to be a face of the game like he already is, but. He's doing all the right things off the field as well. So I'm really excited, to continue to see him grow, and to be his teammate is really special.
When he did those interviews in English, obviously you guys weren't like, oh my gosh, he speaks English. You guys knew that before.
Yeah.
Does that give when a player that young, that talented shows that effort of something completely off the field? Does that bring the team together? Does that bring like him more notoriety and popularity? What does that do for you guys as teammates with him?
Man, I mean, he's already beloved in the clubhouse. Everyone loves being his teammate. So it's not like he had to do that in order to win us over, in a way. But man, I think it just shows his character, how much he cares about trying to be a part of the team that much more. And I've been trying to learn Spanish, for a while now, and I think I'm a pretty disciplined dude. But for him to be able to pick that up and discipline himself to learn English more, and just shows, like I said, his character and where his mind is at with being a great teammate and wanting to understand more and just kind of embracing all of that.
I got one more from me. You've hosted the Dream Series at your house, man. How awesome is that? Talk a little bit about that, and just giving back to the kids, man. I think that's awesome. Talk a little about what you've been doing with that and how that's prospering for yourself.
Man, for me, like, I can't compare that to anything else. Like, that is like you have to be there for that moment, and that, not that moment, but that night, at my home, hosting 100 kids with staff as well, and prior coaches that coached me when I went through the Dream Series and some of the other MLB development events and stuff like that. So, man, it's a blessing. Like I said, I was part of the first Dream Series in 2017, and I want to do something different, with bringing the kids together, going to a lot of these events and camps. Most of the time they have guest speakers that come, and they're fantastic. They do a great job. They have a lot of experience, but sometimes the age difference, those kids don't stay as engaged as they should be. So I wanted to do something a little different, have a current player that's doing what they want to do, be able to come to the home, have more of an intimate setting, let it be natural. If they want to ask questions, great. If they don't and they just want to chill, let them enjoy that. Let them be with, in their own vibe. But I did a panel this year, did like a panel discussion. It was myself, Will Benson, Justin Dunn. Who else was in there? Man, I'm blanking on one more. Jerry Manuel. Yeah, it was us, like 4 or 5, man, and it was it was great. We tried to touch on everything. Like I said, I mean, Jerry's been a manager. He's played. Now he's in the youth space, so he's seen so much. So for him to talk, and then myself and some of the other current players, I think we covered like a lot of generations in a way. Like we had the middle guys, we had the younger guys, and then we had like Jerry. So it was just super special. I can't wait for next year.
Who do the kids like to watch? Like, did you get to chat with them aside from obviously you guys getting to hang with them? Like, is there a favorite? Is there something that stands out about the next generation?
Man,
like, did you notice anything
great?
where you're like, they all like use this app, or they all like talk about this one player?
I mean, a lot of them knew that I'm teammate. Will and I are teammates with Ellie, so they were asking us a bunch of questions about Ellie.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's gotten a lot of people's attention, but I'd say, man, they're starting to ask more questions and more specific questions, which is great. A lot of times you go speak to kids or you have them over and, they're a little shy to ask questions, or they're kind of asking general questions, which is expected because they're their life experience and stuff. Yep. But they're starting to ask more specific questions and questions that they need to be asking in order to move on to the next level. So I think that's really exciting to see. They're asking the right questions. Yeah.
Kratz, you're last. Go ahead, dude.
Okay, this is the end.
This is it. This is the grand finale.
This is the hard hitting. This is the last one. We'll let you go. You know how many home runs you've given up in your career?
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell
All right. Well, then we'll just talk about one of them. Oh, no. You don't need to guess. It's not. It's just about one of them. Did you hear what happened in the one home run that Pete Alonso hit off of you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I saw a clip. I think it was with you guys.
Yeah.
Something about coffee, and he wanted to end the at bat or something like that. Yeah.
Now we can't
talk about any strikeouts or like what I'm doing. Like, we got to talk about home runs.
Pants. Ain't nobody pooping their pants for strikeouts, man. Sorry.
Well, they might. They just don't admit it.
You never know.
Yeah, they might. When they see 103 on the board, they might be like, maybe my hamstring's tight.
I just thought it was so funny how every single pitch and every single at bat is broken down. Oh, Pete was thinking that. They're actually, the radio broadcaster for the Mets sent me a tweet afterwards. Like, we actually did say Pete was definitely sitting first pitch slider because of this last at bat. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And it was like, nah, he just had to go.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty funny.
That was good.
Man.
All right. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Course,
Hunter Greene with us, and ready to charge the damn mound?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll have more guests joining us here from Cincinnati on the field. Let's charge the mound.
Charging the mound.
All right, Kratz, you start. Justin Verlander's coming back tonight. There's a lot of debuts, but let's start with JV because the Astros rotation is hurting a little bit. So your thoughts?
I mean, if anybody needs a shot in the arm from a Justin Verlander, whether his not spring training, his minor league rehab starts went well or not, it's hard to say. You trust a guy that's played in the league for over 20 years. You're like, hey, if you feel like you're ready, come on back. Yes, the numbers, he gave up a few runs here and there. I don't know that as an Astros fan, you're going to sit there and go, oh, our season is saved. But you are going to say, okay, we have a guy now on the mound that is able to hopefully give us, if they get 5 out of him today, I think it would be a positive. But they need him badly to right this ship. And hopefully his energy on the mound, goes over to their lineup too, because those boys ain't hitting, pitchers ain't pitching, the bullpen ain't bullpenning. It's not going great right now for the Astros.
Yeah, and you look back, everybody's like, well, look at his rehab numbers. I mean, he's working.
Doesn't matter.
People don't understand. When you're a veteran, you're working on things. It don't matter if you give up 100 hits. He's working on things. When he locks it in, Kratzy, you understand all of a sudden the the triggers in your brain start clicking and you start going. But he made the quote. I feel like he's checked all the boxes, and I think that's a huge quote to go by. That's being healthy. That's making sure your mechanics are in the right spot and your mind is right, I think, for me. And there's probably a couple others, but those are three big things that I think for Verlander, he's ready to go. And I think hopefully this kickstarts this Astro team in the right direction.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kratz.
One other thing. Last year, he started the season late. I think it was a lat strain, maybe. And you could notice, without having a full video breakdown, from end of 22 to 23, there was a noticeable mechanical change of where he was releasing the ball, and he was still able to get good numbers. He was still able to execute. So if he doesn't have his velocity, he doesn't have his curveball, that's what big league veterans do, is they make adjustments to be able to compete at the highest level. That's what Justin Verlander is going to do. Gone are the days where Justin Verlander throws 99 in the seventh inning. They don't need him to do that. They need him to go out, compete, throw strikes, and get the lineup back in the dugout so they can whack it.
I'm here to be that nerd. So it's a low-grade teres major strain last year. Was the issue at the start of the year. So
somewhere in here.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
I don't know.
It's right above it's right above.
Right there.
There, here.
Oh, there. Did you do tries today, Kratz?
Oh, wow.
I was just checking.
So he didn't throw more than 78 pitches in either of the rehab starts. Some people pointed out. Cool. Okay.
Move on.
He can go 100 if he's feeling good.
They need him.
We just talked to Hunter Greene about Paul Skeens babying in the minors and only going like 3 innings. Justin Verlander's the opposite. He's done when he tells the Astros he's done for the day. So if he's feeling good, he's feeling good.
It's kind of like when Johnny Cueto was here. It was he had a little leeway. So there's some guys that that are superstars for one, and that you're comfortable with.
Yep.
And you're going to give him a little, hey, give me another batter. Okay, Dust said okay. Boom, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right, another debut. And actually, let's bring up our fan member, Alana Rizzo's tweet from this morning. I got hyped from it because Verlander's won. Jordan Montgomery is making his season debut for the Diamondbacks. I mean, he is coming off a brilliant season. He was great in the regular season. In the playoffs, he had a sub-3 ERA and 5 starts. He's a big reason why the Rangers end up winning the World Series for multiple reasons, because the Diamondbacks were in the running for him too, and that's the team that they beat. Imagine if he was on the other side of that. He's essentially on a pillow contract for a year and $25 million. If everything goes right, he'll be a free agent after this season. And Kratz, I know things haven't worked out great for Snell to start, but I'm like, I think he's going to treat this like a playoff start and say, you guys were all missing out on me.
I mean, Monty coming back is huge, but the fact that they get to throw against each other, is that real? Like, how is that possible? Like, how do we get that matchup?
Blessed.
Blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
On a Friday night? Like, this is the marquee matchup. It should be, two $150 million pitchers facing each other. But instead, they're two pillow contract pitchers facing each other. And I think this could be a big, big game for Snell. I think Monty's going to still work his way in. Monty's never going to have as high a ceiling as Snell, but I think you might see a little 10-punchy night if it wasn't the Diamondbacks. So no doubt. I'm going with 5.
No doubt about
it. Diamondbacks just don't punch it.
I want to go back to what Scott is saying. Pillow con. I don't know if you want to be a free agent anymore, dude. I got to be honest with you. You hear that pillow con? Yeah, okay, I get it. But say he shoves and all of a sudden he's one of the best pitchers. He wins all his work. I don't think I want to go back to being a free agent. It's the craziest thing in the world. But we got another guest coming on here.
Well, it's a dream tee-up.
Yes.
Because he just signed this offseason for a nice deal. Let's get into it right now. Nick Martinez from the Cincinnati Reds joining us from the ballpark. I would love for you to introduce him.
Big Nick Martinez. Played USA ball with him for the Olympics. He was our leader, our pitching leader. Pitched the final game. We didn't win, but unfortunately, we had a really good time. We dominated that whole way through. A memory I'll never forget. I mean, you want to speak upon it yourself. It was unbelievable.
That was a heck of a ride, man. I mean, you were the true leader, man. You were the guy in the clubhouse, cool, calm, and collected, leading us young guys, man. Well, I'm not so young, but the other young guys.
We had like 4 or 5 older guys, and then the other 20 were younger guys.
Yeah, but that was a heck of a ride and real special, man. It created a feeling that I'm still chasing.
No doubt, no doubt. And that's a good point you bring up because Kratzy on here, he's played for USA, what, 3 times, just like
Twice.
me, twice. So he was on the team that lost that we shouldn't have had to play in Port St. Lucie. But I still love you, Kratz. It's all good.
It was my fault. I was all world. That's what I did.
No, but that feeling, I always tell people, and I was trying to tell the younger crew that we had, like, this is playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Every game you played, whether it was playing Nicaragua or playing Japan, like the feeling of playing that kind of baseball for younger kids like a Jaron Duran, like a Costas, like these guys have that. So when they do get in the playoffs, I think they'll bode well. But it's
an experience that, I mean, you'll remember forever. I mean, even just being in the village, being surrounded by all these, the best athletes in the world, in the best shape of their lives, with one thing on their mind and going for gold. And so that feeling and the memories you create, I mean, I'm still chasing that.
I know. And I want to bring up one more point there. Do you remember either sitting in the cafeteria or going to the weight room, the size of not only the guys, but the women that did the weight room? Oh my
they were in such a great shape. It was
they were
unbelievable.
like, geez, they looked like horses. They were just so big.
The Olympians,
it was impressive.
That you were around?
Yeah,
you were in the village, right?
Yeah, in the village. You had.
there was people that had their countries that you've never heard of, and they're walking around. And I'm looking at this dude and this chick. I'm like, dude, this is incredible. Like, they would sit here and both legs would be touching you, Braden. Him and I. It was just unbelievable. We made a lot of good friendships.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back to Japan, too, as well. I want to talk about, you played there for a lot of years. You developed that split change or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Has that helped you coming over here? Because it's got to be one of your best pitches now. So talk about a little bit how Japan has helped you out, too.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot. Japan, for me, was overall was just an experience that I was able to work on my craft at a high enough level or, a high level to where teams took seriously. I wanted to get rid of the label of a depth guy when I was, when I got non-tendered in 17. And I didn't want to be someone that a team can call up, send back down or DFA. I felt like I felt my worth was more than that. And so going to Japan was an opportunity for me to develop my craft at a high level and show teams that, shit, man, I want to be part of a run that I want to be relied upon for a whole season and beyond. And so Japan definitely did that for me and helped with, that during COVID, I took out my pitch design and started learning different grips and different pitches. And that's when I learned that changeup. And it's been a real game changer for me. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about how difficult it can be to blend in when you're in another country? You don't speak the language. Most people out there don't speak the language, right? They don't speak English when you're in Japan. Most people. You know, there's some countries you go to, you're like, okay, I can get by saying some words. So, obviously there was a lot of talk about Ohtani and that whole stuff. I'm not going to get into that part of it. But on the interpreter side of things, because you played overseas, how difficult was it for you to be a teammate that didn't speak Japanese, and how much did you rely on other people to kind of help you and show you the way?
I mean, just from a cultural standpoint, I relied on my translator a lot just to get around and order stuff. It took me a month or two to be able to order on my own at a restaurant, but before that, I had to rely on obviously a translator to help me out with those things and communicate with my teammates, definitely my coaches. A lot of my teammates, they some words here and there. Baseball is our common language. So, if we're talking baseball, it's pretty easy to talk to them. But if we want to talk about stuff off the field, a translator is always needed. But from a baseball standpoint, it helped me out a lot too, because I was completely relying on my catcher to know these hitters and to know what they're thinking, how they're thinking, and what's going to work and what's not.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, and I think go ahead, Kratzy.
Oh, no. Was there anything when you were over in Japan? You said you wanted to go over and, be a guy that came back and wasn't going to be somebody that sent down. Was there anything in Japan that those pitching coaches or coaches were like, hey, you need to work on, this? And you were like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, this will keep you healthy. No, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, some guys come back and they really have like a really drastic mechanical change that's, I would say, more Japanese than it is an American mechanical change.
I definitely got a while I was over there, the pitch design was one thing. Learning a little bit of the biomechanics and how to use my legs properly was definitely another big thing another big adjustment that I made over there. I think it was more eye-opening, the exercises that they do to engage their lower half, to use it properly, to be very efficient. Those little exercises to warm up and to get ready, I think they do a really good job of doing that. You know, a lot of the Americans, when we go over there and we come back, we joke around about how their warm up is like a spring training warm up in August, right? Like in August, they're doing like 30-minute dynamic warm up, and that can get a little tiresome. But a lot of it works, and these little exercises that you do gets your body right and helps you be efficient on the mound.
Did you want to go? Or?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So we started off this way and then veered off path. What was the free agent experience like for you? Obviously, there was a lot of talk.
Yeah.
The big boys, they got their money.
Yeah.
And there were a ton
I'm
of
not
guys.
one of those guys. So
no, but still, you did well. But there were a lot of guys that came on late in the offseason on our show, and we were just like innocently like, "How was it for you?" And they would be like, "Terrible. It was awful.
Right.
Teams are just telling me how much they hate me, and I get bad calls and all of that." What was it like
that
for
was
you?
The opposite for me, man.
That's
I think
great.
I signed quick. You know, I think my flexibility and my how I can I can start, I can relieve, I can long relieve, I can pitch in high leverage innings. I think you know I can help teams win, and that's how I view myself as a pitcher. You know, just give me the ball and I want to throw it. You know, it can be 1 inning, it can be 7 innings, 8 innings, whatever you need. I want to help the team win. Like I said earlier, I'm chasing that feeling. Mm-hmm. If you're a team that's committed to winning, I want to be a part of it. So the Reds were the first one that came knocking. They were showing the most interest and they want to win. And we're in a division that's up for grabs. And so I took it and ran with it.
What do you think about the pitch clock? I asked a couple of pitchers. We're talking with Hunter Greene, the injuries that are going on. Do you think that has something to do with all these injuries?
It can. I mean, that's going to be something hard to prove, but it definitely can. I think that with a combination of the value in stolen bases now. I think last year was a bit of a test run in with the rules, and now we've kind of exposed how important stolen bases are. So now you're having, the fast guys were always stealing, and now you're having the mediocre guys going, all right, man, I gotta steal some bags now. It's gonna bring up my value. It's gonna help us win games, and so that I think that added stress. You're constantly under stress as a pitcher with a guy on. Doesn't matter if he's on first, because now he's in second, third. It always seems like there's a guy in scoring position. So I think that added amount of stress can result in these injuries.
You pitched for Texas back in your early days, and that was in the old ballpark. Then you're coming from San Diego.
Yeah.
How do you rate Cincinnati's ballpark so far? Is it underrated, rated, or overrated for a pitcher? Because sometimes they have trouble recruiting pitchers,
right?
Because it's Great American Small Park.
It's small.
It's small. That's fair. Yeah,
it's a small park, but
I got a couple here. Yeah,
you got.
It was pretty big to me when I was. It's still
stop.
Small. I think it's one of the bigger parks. It was tough to get one out of here.
They must have moved the seats. They must have moved the fences in.
No, it's small, but I mean, again, these guys are hitting the ball hard anyway. So if I can get it off the barrel, then I'm trying to do that anyways. So if it sneaks over the yellow line, then so be it. I don't think too much about the wall scrapers or whatnot. I'm trying to keep them on the ground anyways.
No doubt.
And you get a lot of ground balls. So did you look at that too? I mean, obviously the Reds call, they're interested. There's a good offer on the table. Were you like, I can handle this ballpark because of my pitching style?
Honestly, I don't think of it that way, just because if I'm going to drive myself crazy, and I'm going to start eliminating teams for no reason. I'm just trying to execute, one pitch at a time. And after it leaves my hand, I have no control over it. So if it goes over the fence or through the shift or right at someone, that's baseball at that point. I'm just trying to execute my pitch.
Who's your favorite pitcher to watch on the Reds?
Our guy tonight, Lodolo.
You were just telling me earlier.
Randy
Lodolo?
Johnson Jr. tonight. I mean,
he's tall.
Dude, is that what they're calling him?
I'm calling him that. That dude is nasty. I mean, in Chicago, he got 3 strikeouts with hitting a guy. I think that happens like once over a season. He did it 3 times in a game. So, no, he's very special, man. I mean, he's so deceptive. He throws cheese. He's very polished. He understands how to pitch, and he can change speeds. He can command his fastball, change speeds, and he's got a funky angle. It's got to be uncomfortable for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Kratz, you got one more?
Can you put your finger on what happened with the Padres last year?
I've gotten that question a lot. It's a fair question. Honestly, it was one of those years, man. I think we were just waiting around for a spark to happen, and we just got a little complacent, just waiting around, and it never came. And when it was time to, step on the gas, it's where do you start? And it just never came for us. But there was a lot of reports and speculation about a bad clubhouse, and really wasn't. We had a great group of guys. We got along great. Training staff, players to players relationship. It was all really. It was a great clubhouse. We got along great, and it just didn't work out for us. So they try pointing fingers at different things for us.
Yeah, when you lose, that's what happens, right? Or when you're not performing up to expectations. Did you look around like, how the heck is this group not putting up? And a lot of it was late game, right? With a one-run game, the extra inning stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think maybe that comes part with the complacency a little bit, just because, like, hey, those, like you said, men in scoring position, we couldn't score, or those extra inning games, it was like, oh crap, I didn't do it, but that guy will do it, and okay, that guy didn't do it, the guy after him will do it, and it just never happened. So it's just one of those. Like I said, just one of those years where it didn't happen for us, and the year before it did. So. Well, nothing's guaranteed in this game.
No, and they can't all be like Team USA with Todd Father running the ship at Olympic Village.
No, we had a good time though.
Oh man, he talks about it. He was excited to have you.
It's hard to explain, man, but
it's like what is it? It's like a camp fraternity, like a different
they weren't
feel,
allowed
right?
out, so he actually helped, because we at the end we were looking for a little cerveza, a little drink. And he kind of knew the language a little bit, helped us out.
Yeah,
knew where to go, and we're sitting there having some Japanese beer and having a good time, playing some cards.
We stuck it in the village. We
had 1 day left. We had 1 day left.
You could drop some work, because
we talked the guard a little bit, just saying I'm going to the convenience store. I got to get something, and throw some beers in the backpack.
That's it.
That's cool. I like that.
Like college.
Like college, right? We're the only sport that can have a few beers and still perform the next day.
Right. No one else is
Probably
looking
the only
for that.
sport there that could have done that.
I remember when the track team. Remember when the track team got there? They got there towards the end of the games, and so we were there, and we were performing. It was like the second to last game, or the gold medal game, and we're sitting on the couch, and we're when you're with the other athletes, you want to know how they get locked in, how they're training, what their diet is like. Obviously, everyone's diet is ridiculous, right? I mean, these guys everyone, men and women, are in the best shape of their lives, and so the track team is unbelievable shape. I mean, every millisecond counts, right? So we're talking about, and we had just had after one of the games, we had McDonald's after, and then we had pizza after another one of our games.
They're like,
they're looking at you.
And I remember talking to one of the track girls, and I was like, I was talking about her diet, and I was like, man, we had McDonald's last night. It was phenomenal. And the look of disgust I got on my face, on her face, was just, it was, I mean, she couldn't believe it. She's like, you had McDonald's? And you got to perform tomorrow? I was like, yeah, we got the gold medal game. We had McDonald's last night. We got the gold medal game tomorrow. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Boys being the boys.
The only thing I heard, though, also was if a team gets knocked out or their sport's done and they're still there for like a day or two, then they're like, "Hey, all right, let's enjoy this.
Yeah,
have a good time."
They wanted them out.
Like, they would. Oh, because it was COVID time. Oh,
it was COVID.
So you guys.
But the next night, you left the next day, or we got to stay from beginning to end. But
because we were in the finals.
Yeah, there was a big lawn, big grass lawn, and our building was closest to that. We heard some music going on, so we went over there, checked it out, and like all the teams that had finished their event. They were out partying out there. It was a good time.
We just snuck on in.
I like
we went and checked it out.
I like
it was cool, man.
Well, great to reminisce. Yeah, great to have you on. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll catch you later on this season.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Nick Martinez with us on FT Live. We'll swing it back to Hot Corner next. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Kratz, give us the goods on Paul Skeens and how he continues to light up radar guns. Not pitch a ton yet. They're being careful. They're saving those innings, hopefully for the bigs, for your Pittsburgh Pirates. 12 2/3 in 4 starts, no earned runs, 5 hits. How many strikeouts? Is that a real number on the screen that I'm looking at right now? Is that 27 Ks in 12 2/3 innings? So basically everybody's striking out?
Not everybody.
Never.
I mean, much. That's close. How many total hitters has he faced, and how many have punched out?
38.
Is it 38?
Yeah. He hasn't struck everybody out. Jeez, Scott.
Okay. There's a little bit of sarcasm there.
Strike Kratz out.
What there? So I'm looking. You know what I like to do? I'm like,
that's me. I love that life.
I like to check out the comments because there's going to be some type of shade even for this. And the one thing that was pointed out that I said was a good point was, are they going to let him build up a little bit more? Or is it going to be, 3-4 innings and then all of a sudden he's in the bigs? And who was it on the Giants that mentioned Kyle Harrison? And they said, he's 3-4 innings, and then his first start, he's like 7-8 innings. I'm like, that can't be good, And I know there's no perfect way to groom a pitcher for the big leagues. So I love what I'm seeing. You know how I am. I'm like, don't waste bullets. It's a pitcher. Bring him up now. But is there a plan here to work him towards going 7 innings? And also, does that involve, Kratz, maybe the Verlander dream that we keep talking about that I think most pitchers can't and won't do, but Skeens could do probably if he wanted. Like, hey, dude, let's sit 98, 99 instead of 101 or whatever, and then you'll dial it up at times to 101, 102, and that'll mess with them even more because now you got different speeds on your heater.
I think he could do it. To me, that's an organizational thing. Your specific question there, the organization, even the other day, I think you had said it about somebody, Scotty. His velo's down a tick. Like, let's just put it out there. I'm going to pitch today, and I'm going to hit every velocity from my slider, my curveball being 81 all the way to 102. That's what they used to do with Zach Greinke in the minor leagues because he was just bored with pitching. So I think that's possible. Manipulate, keep your same arm speed, be able to throw each pitch at different velocities. Yes, I think that could keep him healthy. The reality is his pitch count has gone 45, 45, 55, and yesterday, 65. So he came back out for the 4th inning, and he didn't get through it with his 65 pitches. So it looks like they're just pushing his pitch count up and not necessarily his innings. I'm sure they have an innings cap as far as you will not go past 6. Well, the pitch count rate, when you're striking out 8 guys in 3 innings, it's going to be tough to get out of there without – strikeouts cause a lot of pitches. It's really tough, unless you're Tyler Glasnow, to punch out a lot of dudes. My biggest thing – go ahead.
I was just going to say he's not going to strike out the world in the bigs. He's going to strike out a ton of dudes, but it's not going to be this K rate. It's not going to be 20 Ks per 9.
I can see it like a Hunter Greene, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's good. Let a few dudes – you're facing Jung-Ho Lee. Yeah. He's gonna make contact, okay? You're facing Luis Ariz. He's going to make contact. And hopefully he makes contact within the first 3 pitches, so that not every at-bat is 3-2 and then he punches you out, so that you can go deeper into games. I'm looking at, the positives of coming up to the show where you're not going to get everyone to swing and miss.
Yeah, and I think it's every organization what they want to do with their guys. But I think it's troubling too, man. We talk about they just don't go longer. It's confusing to me. Are they going to blame it on injuries? I don't know. Do they want to get their bullpen going? But here's a young guy that can go. He's done it in college. He's pitched a lot longer. Like, why are they holding him back to 65 pitches? Okay, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
He needs to go 85 plus. Like, these guys, all these guys in the minor league need to gear up for that. Are the bullpens that much better in the big leagues? Yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, we've seen a couple complete games this last couple weeks. Logan Webb, I think he went 7 innings. Like, that's what you want to gear your guys up towards.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question. Yeah. Here's my last question with it. Do the Pirates think the Pirates are going to make the playoffs?
Well, I hope they do. I hope
they do. They at least were publicly saying it. I know what you're saying. Are they just slow playing it because it's a long game with him?
Or
is it a money thing? Like, what is it?
No.
Right?
No. To me, if you're saying, I think they're going to cap it at about 140 innings. He had 120 or 121 last year between college and his little dipping his toe in the water in pro ball. I think he threw 2 innings in pro ball. If you're going up to 140 innings, no matter, you're going to have to keep him down for a while here if you think you're going to make the playoffs. If you don't think you're going to make the playoffs, then you have to push him through the end of the season in the big leagues. But if you think you're going to make the playoffs, are you planning on those extra innings being in the playoffs when this guy's been in your rotation for 4 months? So to me, that's my question, and I posed it to the Pirates. I called the Pirates, the guy that I know, and he wouldn't give me any information other than I know they're working on a splinker. It's more of like a split sinker that's kind of has the shape of Johan Duran, the closer from the Twins. That kind of shape with that kind of velocity where that pitch is going to give him more depth than just running. But all the videos I watched, I haven't seen it thrown very much.
Making up new words in baseball.
Well,
sweeper, splinker.
No, splinker is Duran's pitch.
It's Duran's pitch, and so they kind of shaped it after that because Skeens doesn't have that late life fastball. And you know, Todd, if you don't have that late life, 100 kind of just looks like it's not quite the same. So now they get a pitch, and I'm not 100% sure how they throw it, but it's more like it's a wider split on the fingers when they're throwing that sinker, and it's giving him. They wanted to give him more depth, and that's Duran's pitch is the most equal to that pitch. So I'm interested to see if he can master that and start throwing that, because that could give him more strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited. I just want to see him up in the show, man.
Of course.
He deserves it. I don't know what else he needs to prove down there. I mean, that's been for a lot of guys too. A lot of guys don't need to be down there. You know, you think about Jack Leiter, same thing. He's done superb down there. And, you know, he got hit yesterday, and he's another one of those guys where he needs a little bit more life on that heater, and I think it'll come. I think nerves a little bit yesterday, not spotting up his off-speed pitches, so guy's going to hit the fastball. I think he'll be just fine.
Well, and Jack went through some struggles, though, in the minors. Yeah. I mean, people expected him to be up 2 years ago, but it took time. The numbers weren't great, and the walks were up. Paul Skeens is almost an automatic punch-out. Like he looks like he doesn't belong in AAA, right? You're watching
giving
him
up one extra base hit.
Yeah, you're like, this doesn't look fair. This guy needs to move up a level, and it'll come. I mean, hopefully within the next month or so, that they'll give him the call. All right, let's get to some City Connect unis. We got the latest release.
So
we need a grade here. I feel like we got to start with the former Metropolitan. There's a lot of debate. Like, I just threw it out there even in our YouTube chat. I'm like, yes, no. There's some yes, there's some no. Like, I got a yes, dope jerseys, yes. And then I know there was a few no's. Justin, no, they look like rip-off Yankee jerseys. What do we got here on the Met City Connects? I'm always a fan of the black unis. You're
a fan of different too. You like
different, yeah, but it depends. Sometimes there's a big miss. I wasn't a huge fan of the Philly ones. Well, Hunter Greene said he loves those White Sox ones too.
He does.
We
like
talked about the
pinstripes. I kind of.
What do you got?
You know what it is? I think it's an okay jersey, but the significance of it, which I've learned earlier today. You know, you think about the bridge that's always used to go into Queens. It's the Queensboro Bridge that's all over the hat, down the pant leg, on the shirt. They talk about the seven train, which the purple kind of lightish or darkish purple that they have on the endings of the jersey. I think the more significance I hear of it, the more I like it. Do I like the jersey? It's okay. It looks old school. I do like it, but I'm not in love with it. But I like the significance of everything if you look really closer into the jersey and the pants and the hat.
Mike said, I like the jersey. I don't love the gray top, white pant situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some others. Knockoff Yanks jersey. What do you think, Kratz? Grade it.
I'm giving it a B. I'm giving it a B because I really like the hat. I don't hate I love the purple. I love the purple 7 train. There's a connection to the city there. I think they went a little mediocre. I love what Evan Drellick said. They went a little mediocre on the fact that they went NYC. And I know the Mets want to take over New York City, and I'm not against that. But it was a chance to put Queens on there. I think it would have been awesome. You think Queens, you think Flushing when you think the Mets, and I would have loved to have seen something like that. I know they want to capture the whole city, and if you put Queens on there, people are like, I'm not from that borough. I'm not wearing Jack from Queens. Like, I get that. But I think it could have been an A if you incorporated that somehow. But I really like the Philly ones, so it shows they connected with the city.
It is a great point by you that I think people need to understand. This is a business. We know that. Look at the whole uniform disaster from earlier this season and how there's been back orders and see-through and the whole deal, right? This is a business. I guarantee you that there were suits sitting in a room and said, Queens or NYC? And you go, well, if we do Queens, is Brooklyn buying? the Brooklyn Mets fan?
True.
Is the Staten Island Mets fan buying? Like they'll say that, and whether they're right or wrong, that goes into the thought process in my mind. Don't you think? They sit down and they go,
I agree.
Does someone from outside the borough want to wear it like that, even though it signifies Mets? Do they want to wear the other borough? I think it's a great point. Yeah. That is a business point. That's real. I haven't seen the whole breakdown yet of why they chose what they did, and I guarantee you they're not going to put that in there for a description. But Kratz, that's a great point. I don't know how it is in other parts. Like obviously you're in the Philly area, but if someone put something super specific to a certain part of Philly, would someone in a different part of Philly still want to wear that uni if it was on there? Probably not, right?
Right. I mean, they wouldn't put it's City Connect. You wouldn't put like Conshohocken. You wouldn't put South Philly, because then North Philly people would be like, whatever, I don't want that. But I think there's something, to me, like they have some, I don't know what, Todd, did you read? I didn't see what they put in like the tag in the back. Like if it just had Queens in the back, I think that would have been sick. Like in the jersey.
I don't know what tag in the back, but inside the hat is pretty cool. They got all the trains and the colors of the trains on the inside of the hat.
Like the routes kind of thing?
Yeah, the route. Yeah, the routes. It's pretty cool. So
love that.
That's inside the hat. You can't see that. Give me that somewhere.
That'll be something to do for next year.
Yeah. Well, they want to keep it clean, right? You battle that. It's like clean, because then there's some that are really out there, right? With the color burst, and there's a lot more on it, like Philly, and obviously Boston's was a few years ago at this point, but that's the marathon colors.
Yep, that connects the city. So to me, you have to go into the city and say, do you guys like this or no? Does the city of Philadelphia like the colors? Do they connect with that? Boston connects with the yellow. I haven't met anybody from Boston that's not like, oh man, I really don't like the yellow. It's not Boston colors, or those colors don't mesh with us.
All right, let's debate more. And then, yes, we'll have some big boys joining us in hour number 2 of FT Live. Top 10 MLB starting pitcher rankings thrown up there by our friend Eno Saris over at The Athletic.
My Cy Young is up there. How you doing?
Who was your Cy?
Corbin Burns.
Okay. He's number 1, actually. Numero uno.
Kratzy, I'm on fire this year, bro. No more Jose Abreu. Watch out.
You got to explain if someone wasn't with us a year ago.
Yeah, I picked Jose to pretty much win every award.
No, you didn't. That's too much.
No, just the home run.
Well, home runs are the biggest one.
Yeah.
I picked him to win home runs, and he had a first home run. It took him like 40 days.
Yeah, last year.
It's all good. There's always next year, and this is the year.
Mm-hmm.
The year of the Todd father.
Todd, that pick, because I made that pick on the BetMGM app for you, that pick sat there for the whole year just yelling at every one of my picks, like, what? You really think this is going to happen? And I felt like I had to explain to my app, no, I don't think this is going to happen. This is for my friend. I did this for my friend. This list, I love number 5. I love that as much as I like Tarek Skubal. I think his stuff, we had him on the show earlier. I think his stuff is unbelievable from the left side. Obviously stays healthy kind of thing for 3 and 4 there. I think number 5, Freddie Peralta, is the guy that will carry this Brewers team if they're going to be in contention the whole year. And I think the way he's throwing up strikeouts, the way he's going kind of with ease in some games. He's going to have a little bit of a tougher matchup tonight because the Cardinals really swing the bat. Oh, wait, no, they don't at all. So he's going tonight, and I think it's something that you're going to start seeing him emerge, what he did in the second half last season, and now the other 2 big horses aren't there. Corbin Burns, the number 1 guy, and Big Woo. To me, I think Freddie will be one that's going to be moving up this list.
Very nice. I'm going with number 7, and I know we're going to dive deep on him a little bit more, but Logan Webb, man, this guy, he's not overpowering whatsoever. He's 92, 94 range from what I've seen this last start, maybe topping out at 95, but this guy is manipulating the zone left and right. He went 7 innings, 2-hit ball yesterday, 1 walk, and only 5 Ks. So that means guys are putting the ball in play, but they're not doing much with it. So a guy that you think about nowadays in baseball, if you're not throwing 95 plus, you're going to get hit around. No, if you know how to manipulate the zone, if you got a catcher like Kratzy who's crafty and understands what to throw, just kidding, you were okay. But still, Logan Webb is dominating and doing it in a fashion that is kind of like thrown out the door right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
a little bit, yeah.
That's a guy that I'm looking to move up, even though he's not overpowering pitcher.
Yeah, it was number 2 Cy Young Award last year. Finished number 2.
Yeah.
You want to get some fan love and hate on here?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
It also depends on how you look at the list. Are you looking just at the start of this season and the first few starts for everyone, or are you considering body of work in the past when you're doing your power rankings? Okay. So Angelo said Jared Jones creeping up. I know Kratz going to be like, way too soon.
No, not with Jared Jones. He's doing stuff that nobody's done. Like when you're coming up and he has the most since 2008, he has the most swings and misses of any starting pitcher since they started tracking that stat. He's legit. And when he was on the show at the end of spring training, the day after he made the team, they told him he made the team. You could just tell there's a difference. Like he was appreciative, but he wasn't like overwhelmed by the moment almost. And he seems like he pitches like that. I am so in a Jared Jones corner. So in his corner.
We have Jackson throwing Imanaga's name out there. I mean, he's off to a great start.
True.
There's no?
No. I'm not saying top
great.
10, but
top 10.
Yeah, good start.
Trouty's giving us
you can
some
tell
love
everyone
over here,
what happened.
Kratzy.
What did he do?
You looking smaller, man.
Hey, he's stealing. That's because he's stealing bases.
Oh God!
He has 5 stolen bases in 2 years, and now he's got 5 already this year.
Yeah, come on in. You give me some love. Good. Let's go. What's up? You got Kratzy on the other side there.
Kratzy, what's up, bro?
What up, kid?
Kratz, tell him. What do you want me to tell him?
You're not gonna be able to hear him.
Oh yeah. No, just tell him. Just tell him.
What's the problem? Yo, hey, don't be calling me out live like that, man. Get your ass out of here, dude. Go ahead, man. Yeah, let's fix it. How many homers? You lead the league in homers. Come on, man. Yeah. That's him, dude. In a nutshell. That's real.
That's you two in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real talk right
These
there.
two.
Those two
coming up.
Wait till he gets over here. We're gonna be some trouble.
Yeah. He's gonna let him box. Verbal boxing for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you won't even understand half the words that they say because they like cut half the sentences off. You don't even know because you did, and you know what? That's what's up.
Hey, you better be nice to him. He's not gonna let you golf at his place. So be
True.
careful.
True. We had hundreds of questions.
Par threes. I'm already out there. I was throwing donuts in this fairway. He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Just keep
They didn't make the course yet, and he goes out there to the grass just to say that he's been out there.
Kratzy's putting stuff in the dirt, so hey. He's got his memories in the golf dirt.
Epic. Back to the list for a sec, actually relevant to Trout, his teammate Reed Detmers, because there's some Angels fans popping in today for some Trout action. Off to a good start. Cole Reagans gets a shout out in here. Barrios and Kikuchi. Yeah, a lot of these guys are off to good starts in their first few starts. Ronel Blanco, of course. But again, it depends what you're weighing. And also, Eno is a advanced analytics guy. That's his thing. So he's going off of the metric that he uses more than any, which is Stuff Plus, right? He's going off some predictive stats and also the rating of the actual pitches.
Here's my question. Anybody brought Yamamoto, old Nobu? Did they bring him up in the chat at all? Why he's not in the top 10? If you're talking about stuff, hype coming into the season. I watched a guy the other day. He was like, I kind of thought he would be a little bit more dominant. So you think he's going to trend up and be in the top 10 after this season?
But are you talking performance or pitches? Like, do you like what you're seeing from the actual pitches themselves and think that he's not executing? Like, first start, he was missing spots.
That's first start out the window.
Yeah.
Wipe it out.
Okay. But from a pitch, because the command and control, or you would expect it to be there for him, right? From a pitch perspective, Do you think, the fastball in the secondary is elite? Do you think it's number one when you're looking at it now, play against big league hitters? And again, I know it's super early. How many starts has he made? Is this 4 now?
4 maybe?
4. I mean, if you're including this one, yes.
Yeah. Right. I'm including the start in Korea that didn't go well and it lasted a minute. But since then,
I don't think he deserves to be on the list. I didn't know if anybody brought it up, but like people are talking about, write him in for Rookie of the Year, get him his Cy Young award. I think he is learning. Is he going to do? Yes, he's fine. He's going to do fine. He's got 10 years to figure it out. So it's one of those things that I thought there'd be more uproar about him not being on this list.
He's not a lock to win Rookie of the Year anymore. That's for damn sure. And a lot of that also just has to do with who's out there, right? I mean,
I did say that fastball was going to get hit. Remember, we talked.
Yeah, we did.
You got a lot of hate, and then it turned into a lot of love after the first start. And I know it's early.
And I'm not knocking him for it. I think he's a great pitcher, and I think he's going to do fine. But to me, it's a straighter fastball, and you could throw it like we talked about. You could, if there's not late life on it, which I'm not 100% sure there is, it's going to get hit. But if he's mixing that split change up really well, good things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the over in strikeouts when he faces the Twins. Hopefully he faces the Twins soon.
Good for you. Wow, you're really going out on a limb. You're really saying it with your chest on a Friday. But
oops.
Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Busch is just made it to still be rookie eligible, right? Is that what we had talked about the other day?
He was easy. He was easy, and he only had, I think he had like 70 some at bats. I forget. I need to look it back up again. But
I'll look. What's the line? Do you know what the line is? So last year he had 72 at bats.
Yeah, I thought he was 70 something. I think it's 125 at bats before the start of the season, or like
games?
3 months in the big leagues.
Well, he was only 27 games with the Dodgers last year, so he was good. So he's a rookie, and he's got 6 homers, 13 RBIs, 400 on base, an OPS nicely above 1,000. So good start for him. We talked about him a lot the other day. So if you want a little more information, we have multiple shows and podcasts that you can listen to about him. Okay. Anyone else that we were missing that stood out? Andy, can't wait to see Sonny Gray on that list. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Where's Zach Wheeler? Is he up on there? Yeah.
He's number deuce.
I think he's the natural, bro. He's the natural guy that's going to be top 5 for me every year. From playing, and I might be biased as well. It stinks that I've played with some of these guys, but just seeing him cools the other side of the pillow, just chill throwing 97, 98, and just devastating slider. And with him and DeGrom, when they played together, it was just a beautiful thing to watch. He's doing it in Philly, and he is very comfortable where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Eno loves stuff. Enosaurus loves stuff. And I think that's why Zach Gallen's off of here. Zach Gallen could be a guy, and I might be biased because that's my Cy Young pick.
No, that's my word of the day. You can't take my biased word, all
right? For the Natural League. And he's off to a great start. He might be number 11. That's what we used to always do with all the rankings. Be like, oh, top 100 players, I must have been 101. Oh, top 300 players, I must have been like 301 because I was kind of hot when this list came out.
Exactly.
I'll give you real quick, and then we'll move to what's next. But Rookie of the Year, it's less than 130 ABs coming into the season. Pitchers less than 50 innings. So there you go.
All right.
And less than 45 days.
130 ABs?
130.
Oh, they must have changed it. Let me look that up. Hang on one sec. Because Scott Rowland wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have won and I'll look it up right now. Yeah. Because he had 130 ABs and he got hit in the hand in 96. Wow, he was a rookie in 96. And I think he broke his wrist or his hand and he missed the cutoff. And so the next year he was still a rookie again when he came back.
Amazing.
Rules. Okay. Rules. Yeah, that's for this nerd. We don't really know how that works.
Rules are rules. Well, hey, Ranger didn't get it. Ranger didn't get his Gold Glove because
I hated that.
That was baloney.
Yeah, I'm not about that. Rookie, it's a little different because at some point you're not a rookie anymore, so there's got to be a cutoff. But yeah, if you're the best fielder and you're 2 innings short, I'm sorry, you got to win the Gold Glove. You can backtrack to that one another time too. Trout and Spencer Steer, at least those two will join us in hour number 2 of FT. So right now, let's give you a little more on one game from last night, the late game. Logan Webb, who's in that list, 7 shutty. At one point, retired 19 straight hitters. He gave up knocks to the first 2, and then he was like, okay, I'm done. He is fun to watch. Kratz, man, he put on a show for San Francisco. The defense was really tight, and it's always going to play off the, hey, guys are excited when he's on the mound because they know they're going to get action. And he's still pumping in the strikeouts. I mean, it's not an above-average strikeout rate. He had 5 Ks in 7 innings, but the guys know, like, we're going to get action today.
They know it. Shoot, they built the whole team around it.
Yeah.
They got Lee in center. They went out and got Chapman, to play third base. Nick Ahmed, hey, he's having a little resurgence at the plate, so he wants to continue that. But they brought him in because he's a big league shortstop. They're not sure what they're going to get with the bat, but they want to pick it because Logan Webb throws the ball in the strike zone. That thing's moving. You get some bad swings because you're not sure if it's sinking or if it's sliding from him. But then they're also going with Jordan Hicks, who's not a above-average punch-out guy. Generally, maybe his new four-seamer that he's throwing will get him more punch-outs. But you want to throw the ball in the strike zone with weaker contact in this park, good things are going to happen. This is why he should be, as long as he's on the Giants, a Cy Young candidate every year.
Agreed. Yeah, he's great. He's fun to watch. All right, we're ready. Bring us back in. Our next guest has popped in, Spencer Steer of the Cincinnati Reds, joining us right now. What's up, Spencer?
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you having me on.
I got a quick trivia question for you right from the jump. So can you name the positions you've played already this season? We're a few weeks in. I'm going to brag about your versatility.
Yeah, I got left field. I think I got 1 inning at second base and then first base.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just snuck you into a few spots in the infield already. Because you've mostly been training for the outfield over the offseason, right?
Yeah. Pretty much the entire spring training I was spending time out in the outfield just trying to get as many reps as I could out there to feel comfortable and really just kind of prepare to play that every day.
Do you like it out there?
I do. I'm really starting to dig the outfield. It's fun, man. I just try to imagine. I say this all the time. I try to imagine I'm like a dog in the park, just playing fetch with a baseball, just going and get it.
I
so
love that.
That's a great line.
That's kind of what helped me keep it simple last year when I just got kind of thrown in that spot in the middle of the year.
See, when I used to play the outfield, I used to find somebody in the stands to either have a catch with or talk to or whatever. I would always get bored out there. That was just something for me. I was like, I couldn't wait to get back.
Not during the game, though, right?
No, during the game.
To play catch? Yeah, you can't do that.
No. Well, nowadays you can sign autographs during the game.
That's true.
Well, that's another part of it, too. Like, there's a lot more fan engagement in the outfield. Like, in the infield, you're pretty far away from everyone. So I think I enjoy that part, too. The fans they let you have it on the road and stuff like that. So that's definitely a lot more fun.
What are you hearing? What are you hearing so far? Home and road. Anything good?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, like, you hear a lot of stuff, right?
Of course.
I think Philly. That was the first time I think I ever got booed at a stadium in Philly. The game after I hit the grand slam and the extras.
Todd loves them.
So I thought that was kind of cool. That was the first time I ever got booed. So that was sweet.
It's Kratzy's. It's his favorite team.
It's his friends. They go to the
fans
games.
are the best there in Philly. Oh no, they're nasty, bro. They're nasty.
They're passionate though. They love their team there.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
Like to get booed when you're like, all right, I'm a big leaguer, and people, who one of you guys to say, like, if they're not booing, then they don't really know you or care about you.
Exactly. I feel like you're usually doing something pretty good when you're getting booed.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
It's respect, right, Kratz?
That's what AJ always said. AJ always said, they're not booing people, ain't doing nothing.
They're not booing losers.
No, they're not booing losers, exactly.
So let me ask you this: Matty McLean goes down, one of your top guys. Like, what's the next thing in line? Is there? You guys talk about stuff, or is it, hey man, next person in line, we got to move on. When he gets back, we'll be fine. And then, some other injuries here and there. It seems like every team has their little injury bug going on, but for you guys, it seems like it's just next person in line. Let's keep on moving forward.
Yeah, it's exactly kind of the mindset that we had after especially after TJ Friedel went down too. He's a big part of our lineup. Playing the middle of the field, our top of the order guy. But yeah, we have a lot of really good players, and that's exactly it. Next man up. We have a lot of guys that have a lot of opportunity to go out there and play every day, and I think they've done a great job. Stu's came in and done a great job in center. Same with Will Benson. They've been kind of roaming center field while TJ's out, but yeah, we got a lot of really good players to step in and fill those voids.
Spencer, I want to apologize to you because last year before the All-Star voting finished, I was pumping you up that you should have been an All-Star every other day on this show, and guys were like,
Confirmed.
Why do you feel like I didn't do a good enough job? Why do you feel like you got snubbed? I know somebody's gonna get snubbed, but why do you feel like you didn't get snubbed and you got passed over? Do you not do something cool enough? You need like red hair or something? What is it?
I think it's just simple. I didn't play good enough. There's always more you can do, right? But yeah, that is what it is, and it's just an extra goal of mine to hopefully be an all-star this year. And I think that stuff kind of takes care of itself when you're just focusing on trying to do something positive for the team and helping the team win. I think if you just come in prepared every night to take good at bats and hit the ball hard, I just think that individual stuff kind of takes care of itself. So we'll see what happens this year. Hopefully I can get in that game at some point in my career, but that stuff's kind of out of your control to a certain extent.
If I told you that you would make an all-star team this year, but your team misses the playoffs, would you take it?
I think you got to know the answer to that one.
Yeah, come on. That's the biggest layup of the year.
I want to get in the playoffs.
He's taking the all-star. No. Hey, it depends on where he's at in his career, maybe. I don't know.
Todd, I was asking him. I wasn't asking you. I know you want to get in there. Yo, home run derby, bro. Yeah, big dog.
No, I think he's a team guy, Kratzy, from what I've seen him play, for sure.
What about a derby? Would you ever do a derby?
I don't think I would.
Come on, really?
If they asked you, if you're, let's say you got 15 jacks before the All-Star break, and they call you up, you get that big call from whoever, one of the VIPs with the league, and they're like, "We want you. You in?"
I just don't think I would put on the best of shows. I think there's guys that would hit balls a lot further than me. I mean, I'm not a guy in BP that's really launching balls out of the park. I've never really been that way. I've always needed kind of the pitcher to supply the power. So I wouldn't want to take that away from the fans. I'd rather see a guy like Ellie or even Strand. You should see Strand hit BP here. He's putting balls in that upper deck consistently. So maybe that could be a guy that could do it at some point.
Ellie didn't want to do it last year. They asked him. You remember that?
Oh, did they really?
They asked him. Yeah, he said he didn't want to do it. Not yet. I imagine now he's got dirt in his spikes. He's feeling comfortable. Probably he would do it this year.
I'm sure if he makes the All-Star game, he'll do it.
Right. Some guys. Well, you did that. You did both, right?
So yeah, there was 1 year where I didn't make the All-Star team, but I was leading in home runs. So I said, sure, I'll go. So I just did the home run derby, and that was it. But the other 2 times I made the All-Star. So it was, I don't know. It was just something for me. Yeah, it's just something for me growing up. I always did home run derbies in the backyard. You did it with your buddies. And like to really do it live and in person, like in the best stage available, I was like, I can't pass this up.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty unreal experience.
And to do it when I played here, and it was phenomenal. But it's not about me; it's about him.
Did you see Mookie Betts in the Derby last year? Is it like that, tough. Where Mookie was like, "Yo, I have pop," but he mentioned the pitchers, and he was just like, "I'm not a BP show guy."
I do remember. I feel like he was just hitting like line drives in the gap, right? He was like raking, but like
you hit like 900 in the Derby.
Yeah, Tom Amansky drills, just hitting gap.
Just shooting gap to gap. Yeah, I feel like they'd be pretty similar.
It was actually kind of cool. It's like, hey kids, you don't have to be this giant right next to me who just hit 50 home runs. You can be me and be an MVP and just not necessarily win a Derby.
Yeah. Spencer, I got a question for you.
Go ahead. Yeah,
you ever seen? All right, so we talk about the home run derby. What would your superpower event be if baseball came up with, like, how hockey has like the speed skate, they have the sharpshooter, they have the hardest shot. We have the home run derby. What if baseball came up with like some type of event and they were like, Spencer Steer is going to win this every single year? What would that event be?
I think it'd have to do some with some maybe like bat control. Like if you put some targets out on the field or something like that, shoot a ball down the right field line or line drive up the middle, ground ball to second base, whatever that would be. I take pride in being able to hit the ball to all fields and spray the ball around. So maybe something with like bat control.
That'd be cool, like glass targets that you can break.
Yeah. Something like that.
I like that. For money.
Everything's for money, baby. Come on now. Yeah. NL Central, kind of wide open if you want the truth. I mean, there's some good teams. You think of St. Louis, they're not hitting well right now. They're not kind of hitting their stride. The Cubs, they got a good team. Pirates, they always come off in that hot start. And then there's the Reds, man. I picked you guys to win the division. I know the injury bug. We talked about that. How did the team look? And do you feel like this is a team that can make a nice playoff run? Absolutely.
I think to start, just getting that experience last year playing meaningful baseball in September, and especially how young we were, it was a lot of our team's first time kind of playing meaningful baseball in September, and are really the first time playing a full season in the big league. So I think that'll be really, really important for us. Hopefully we're in that same spot this year in September. And yeah, I think we're more than capable of winning this division. I think there's a lot of really good teams. I think it's, like you said, it's wide open, and really any team at this point in time could win it. So got a long way to go, but yeah, I like our chances more than anyone.
I like your chances too. I think your lineup is legit, especially with the depth that you guys have. Like, it's crazy. Dudes go down, other guys step up. Guys change positions. What was the feeling in the clubhouse when you guys got the Noelvi Marte news?
It was shocking. Really no other words to use, but just kind of a shock to the system a little bit. But I mean, we just had to bounce back and just keep moving forward. He's an incredible young player, incredible person too. So I was just bummed out for him that he's going to miss that time and kind of have to go through, the consequences of the decision. And yeah, I think there was just nothing else to do but move forward and keep getting ready for the season and hopefully when he comes back in June or whatever it is, he hits the ground running and helps us keep winning baseball games.
So you guys have as a team, you guys have, moved forward because you have to. The games, you guys still keep playing even while he's out. Did he address the team, or does he need to address the team? If he didn't, is that something, giving fans kind of an inside look at like how something like that goes down? Or is there an expectation that he does give a explanation or, something to you guys?
Yeah, before, the news kind of hit the outside world, he was able to come to the clubhouse and talk to us and, face it head on, which it's not easy to do. So we appreciated him coming to us first and letting us know what was going on and the situation at hand. And yeah, man, it was like I said earlier, it was just kind of a total shock to the system and to the entire team.
All right, back to the dudes here. So I asked this question to – who did I ask this to? To Nick Martinez. Favorite pitcher to watch on the Reds right now?
I'll tell you what, Nick Lodolo, when he is healthy, I think he has some of the best stuff in the game. I truly think if he's healthy, he can win a Cy Young. I mean, his stuff is that legit. Faced him for the first time this spring training in live BPs, and I mean, I couldn't imagine facing him as a lefty because for a righty, he's a pretty uncomfortable at bat. So I got my earpiece falling out all over the place. But yeah, he's a true ace. So I mean, Nick Lodolo is just, and he pounds the zone too. Just playing defense behind a guy like that's just always getting ahead of hitters and always in the zone and getting early outs in the count. Yeah, he's a ton of fun to watch.
Is he like the equivalent of a dude on an NBA team that he might not even be the best player, but he has crazy dunks, and so everyone's like, waiting to see if he's on a fast break because Nick mentioned how he got 3 punch outs when he was like hit. Did the guy get hit? Did they get hit every time? Did the ball actually make contact?
So I think he hit one guy.
It was one, right? Because he was like, he got 3. I was like, I don't think he got 3, but
I've seen him do it at least 5 times. And I've only seen him make maybe 10 starts.
And how often have you seen that in general?
To
clarify, so pitch hits batter swings.
Yes. And they're not like check swings, right? They're like full swings. I feel like you usually see it on maybe a check swing or like a sword when a guy's like trying to get out of the way and he just swings. Like these are full on swings and they're hitting guys in the thigh. Like it's pretty incredible the stuff he has.
I think Andrew Miller. Remember Andrew Miller?
Did he do that?
Oh God, he used to do it all the time in the Cape Cod League. He was my teammate. And these college kids are walking back limping, and then in the big leagues, he almost did it to me too. I almost shit my pants. It was unbelievable. That's the last thing you want.
What pitch is it? Is it one pitch
slider.
that gets him?
Yeah,
it's the slider that gets
and
it.
It's just like the angle it's coming from too. He's so out here, and it's a nasty pitch.
That's cool. All right, and he's made one. It was just the White Sox start, and then he's got one.
Yeah, he's got one
weekend.
tonight.
Oh, it's tonight, right?
Yeah.
Tonight. Well, Spencer, great to see you, man. Appreciate the
Thanks
time.
for coming out, man.
Great to
Keep
see you guys.
it.
Good
All
luck, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer Steer, with us on FT Live. We got Trout joining us pretty soon here for people waiting for some questions for him as well as we keep rolling along here. Kratz, you jealous, by the way, that you're not here?
So jealous. When that sun comes out, I'm definitely jealous. But we got some big games. We got some big games. I love being in Cincy. I think it's kind of a meh ballpark, but I love being in Cincy. Just saying, really? I'm just keeping it real.
It's just like Philly, but it's a meh these. Yeah, whatever.
Come on, you like Philly better. You were telling me the other day you like Philly so much better than Cincy. I remember it was Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier texted me and said, I love Philly better than – I'm reading. I'm a slow reader. Better than Philadelphia. Wait, what?
Whatever.
All right,
I never said that.
You ready to go over some games?
Yeah, Kratzy does all these bets that get voided, so it doesn't even – it's ridiculous.
Well, that's a good way to stay
all
hot.
These?
All right, so let's put up the BetMGM free game of the day. There we go. And it's a whole weekend slate. White Sox, Phillies, Rays, Yankees, Marlins, Cubs. You're looking at these 3 because if you're in the BetMGM app and you have a funded account, you can watch them full free streaming within the app. It's available to all BetMGM customers who are logged in and have funded accounts. Oh, I didn't realize we got the White Sox Phillies little set this weekend. It's Kratz against AJ.
Oh, nice.
Kratz, you nervous?
I'm a little nervous. With Crochet on the mound.
Yeah.
A little nervous. But that's why I picked that game.
Okay, so we'll get to that in just a sec. And the reason I mentioned nervous is it's the worst team in baseball, the White Sox, in my mind. But someone's going to lose the series to them. You walk in the clubhouse, you're like, "Yo, we're gonna bang, boys, but we better win the freaking series." All right,
so there's nerves. There's nerves.
It's different kind of nerves. It's pressure nerves. It's like being the 2 seed against the 15 seed in March Madness, and you're like, "Yo, we should roll, but we better roll."
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like Todd Father last night. Yeah,
that's a
easy dubs.
I got really lucky in that first inning, but hey, listen,
you did.
Luck is good. Luck is always
talking
good.
about when Logan Webb gave up.
No, they went 2 knocks in a row.
It's Logan Webb,
and it wasn't even on TV. So I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, "Come on, man!"
Yep.
Big strikeout, first and third, 1 out, and then a ground out or something. I don't know.
It was one.
But I'll take the dubs.
Yeah, it was close for a while.
First inning. Let's go, baby.
It's a good game. It was close for a while, and then the Giants broke through late and picked up a dub. So I went. I don't usually go on a minus 150 bet to lay down 150 for a hundo, but we were picking on almost nothing. And of course, Kratz doesn't check the weather, so the Cubs Marlins game didn't even happen. Way to go, Kratz. I didn't know either until I saw it. But anyway, money bags. We're in a pretty good spot right now if you've been following us, and Jonathan Papelbon is part of this crew.
Yeah,
it's Friday, so it might be happy hour for Papnosticator. What do we got?
What's up, my people of FT? Foul Territory is Pap coming in again hot with Pap's pick. And just got back in from Boston, straight out of Houkamania. Just began with a 9-inning complete game from Tanner Houck. What an amazing game that was. But anyway, here's my picks for today. Last pick we won because we got a cancellation, so the 2-game parlay hit. So we back up to about 240, 250 now. And I'm throwing $100 on a 2-game parlay with the Guardians and the Dodgers tonight. Puts me at plus 135. So we're going to win about 235 tonight, folks. Let's get it.
I can't.
It's the best. And guess what? That was the tamest one he's ever done. That was the tamest one he's ever done.
No, but he's not going to win 235 if he bets 100. He only wins 135. No.
Well,
Correct.
no, he says what the printout says at the bottom. I
got
you.
Yeah, we're on it.
No, but the excitement and joy. Hey, I like it. I like the pick.
Kratz has me anxious because I haven't seen anyone's predictions for tonight. So
Kratz is under 500.
Phillies and White Sox. Kratzy.
So you want me to go, or you're anxious and you want to hold off? Like you want to?
No, I want you to lead off. Yeah, I want dessert. I eat dessert in the morning.
You eat dessert. You don't even sleep, so there is no morning. Well, I'm following Pat. I'm following Pat. Tristan McKenzie's going to win it for the Guardians. I wanted to go run line right there against Oakland. I didn't, and I'm going money line, but I parlayed it with the Phillies beating the White Sox. That one's going to be a little bit tougher. Crochet might get 8 punchies, but he is susceptible to giving up run or runs, and that might be enough. With Spencer Turnbull going for the Phillies, I just am going to keep picking on the White Sox. I get it. They might lose, but I also re-upped my bet for the game that got rained out, so you guys say I didn't say it with my chest. I'm saying it with my chest just today.
Okay.
Talent or no?
I like his. I do like his a lot.
Okay.
I do. I like all the picks so far. Kratzy, figure out all the picks together, and I think it'd be big bucks. I'm going to stick with the home team here. I'm rocking the Reds sweatshirt. Lodolo on the mound. He's ready to get nasty. I think Reds are going to win by 1.5. I'm going -1 and a hook. 300 to win 420 plus 140. If I got my numbers right, yes. So I'm going with the Reds to win. Most likely a 7-3 ball game today. They're going to cover.
There you go. I'll take the Red Sox tonight. It's almost even money. -105. They just lost 3 of 4 to Cleveland. They're taking on the Pirates, who were just swept by the Metropolitans. I got Brian Bayo on the mound. He's looked pretty good. I think they had him do a lot of tinkering with the pitch mix. I think they might backtrack a little bit, like a little more of the heater mixed in there, a little more two-seam. And he's going up against Quinn Priester, who is like a decently rated prospect last year and just wasn't kicking it in the bigs. He's off to a decent start in the minor leagues, but he did get hit around quite a bit last year. 50 innings, a 7.74 ERA. Red Sox offense is pretty good. I know the pitching's been getting all the attention, but I think the offense is going to bounce back here tonight and pick up a dub. So -105. 105 to win a hundo.
Yeah, I like it
You
all.
in on that one?
I like it all.
Get a dub. I know. I'm picking on the Pirates. I fade certain teams early. Pirates were off to a nice start. I think even if they're in contention or they end up close to a 500 team, I think they're being a little overvalued.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
That's where I go.
Plus 16.35, Todd. Plus 16.35.
You and me are going to put 1,000 on it together. Let's go.
Ooh, 16 grand for the boys.
Woo! Just
exactly.
Kidding. Just kidding. But that.
Just kidding.
And it is Friday. That means the Grand Slam jackpot promo is on. Weekly bet and get promotion. You got to place a wager of $10 or more on any player to hit a home run on the weekend. You can do this on a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday, right? So if you pick a player on a Saturday to hit a homer, if he hits a Grand Slam on that day, you can win the $50,000 daily prize or a share of that prize with anyone else that also had the same results. So home run picks for each of us. I'll lead off because second week in a row, I'm going Adam Duvall. He's plus 260, which is actually pretty. Yeah. To me, I'm like, the computers are liking Adam Duvall tonight against Andrew Heaney, who gives up dingers, and you got Duvall searching for a little more pop against the lefty. That Braves offense, I think, is going to have an explosion again tonight, and maybe there's 3 dudes on for him. I'm looking for grannies.
You can go next, Kratzy.
Well, it's not going to – I put $1 down because I think Bryson Stott is going to hit a dinger against Garrett Crochet. He loves the heaters, and Crochet is going to leave a heater in, but that's not my pick. My pick is Yordan Alvarez. Has the highest average and slugging percentage against lefties of anybody in the big leagues, and he's facing Mackenzie Gore, a very good pitcher tonight. Somebody's got to step up for Verlander's debut. I'm going Yordan, and I think Yordan was coming out at 320 plus 320.
So my question to you, this is for tomorrow, right? Saturday?
No, any day.
Okay, so
Any day
Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
So I'm picking today.
Okay.
And the reason why I said 7-3 Reds because Mike Trout. Well, I meant to say 7-4 Reds because Mike Trout is going to hit a grand slam tonight off the lefty to give them 4 runs, but it's
off Lodolo.
Off Lodolo, and I'm
not
watching
off
him,
a reliever.
I'm watching him swing right now. The BP looking good, and I can't wait to ask him what he's working on. So my odds are plus 340. He hits that granny. I'm taking 50 grand. Kratzy, Scooter, and I we're going to Sizzler.
Yep.
And then we're taking a flight to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
We're buying Sizzler.
Let's go, baby. Yes.
Montego.
So Trouty, don't let me down.
Love that. By the way, Trout, when he swung by earlier, was like, I got to go fix my swing.
Yeah, fix. Yeah, right.
Please don't, right?
Yeah.
Please don't.
Please don't. Thank you.
All good. All good.
All right, we'll talk to Mike soon. You wanna do a little digging? Go dig in the weeds?
I love digging in the weeds.
Because we haven't talked to you about this story yet, so I'll get your take.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's find him.
Tough to find sometimes. There they go.
I found him. I'm in Kratz's backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
in the
messed up.
boonies.
He manicures
serious,
the hell
bro?
out of that.
We ain't got no weeds.
I wouldn't say that. No, he doesn't.
Crabgrass.
All right, so there's
No.
a part 2 to what? No, none of that. There's a part 2 to the story about Bad Bunny's agency.
Yeah, what is going on here?
I need some help from you.
Talk to me.
So first off, we covered this the other day where there's basically 2 certified agents and there's one big dog and they're taking it away from him. It sounds like they might be appealing that. They were giving out all the goods. Hey, you're with another agency. This is what's in the report. You want a little cash, you want a little car, you want a little this and that, and come on over. Come on down. And there's some big names now that flipped over to that group which just launched a year ago.
Oof.
They just launched a year ago, and they're basically from the jump. Other agencies were calling and telling on him, being like, "Yo, my client just left because he's got Patrick Moneybags in the back of his house, just chucking cash at him, right?
Yeah.
And he's coming in with a Lamborghini, and then he's just leaving it there for him. I'm having fun with it, but it's kind of true. So phase 2 here is that Acuna is believed to be joining the crew there soon, but it's for marketing and off-field business, not for player representation, at least for now. I think the rules are more lenient if you're just getting the marketing and the off-field business done, so you can get some favors. But Acuna doesn't have an agent right now because he's in the long-term deal and he left his last group.
Yep.
So I would think that he eventually might sign on with them. It sounds like Todd Father needs to help clear up what goes on behind the scenes with dudes making phone calls, promising things, and poaching. And a lot of the clients that are repped by this group, Remas, Bad Bunny's agency, put themselves on like a do not call list where they don't want other agents calling them, even though this group's in trouble right now. So there's a lot going on. Did you see any of this?
Yeah, not when I was around. I mean, this is a little sticky, man. If you want the truth, going around and snoozing around, waiting for. You think about it. They're waiting for him after the game, or are they contacting a friend? There's a lot of underlying factors that we don't know about. But if you're just handing money off to people, I mean, first off,
how much? Because I might leave.
Laundering money to people. I don't really get it. I mean,
well, if someone came up to you,
go ahead.
Someone came up to you and they said, "Hey, I know you've been with so and so for years, right? You're in the prime of your career, but I think I can bring you a little extra on your next deal, and I think I can get you an extra marketing deal or two. Plus, I'll wire you $200,000 and drop a car off tomorrow. How's that?"
Oh, listen, I know Kratzy would jump on that right away. But for me, I'd be sitting there like, I'd be like, hold on one second. What just happened here? That's insane.
I would stop and
you would
say, pump the brakes.
Listen,
is this allowed?
Yeah, exactly. That would be my first thought. But even if you're not in your right mind, you would have to take a second look at what this guy's saying. You wouldn't just be like, no, man, get that guy out of here. If you're that guy, even more kudos to you. I respect you even more. But you're like, hold on. And you're looking in the bag and there's cash. You're like, yeah. I text my wife. They're like, what is going on here, honey?
They like me.
Hey,
they like me. Honey.
I don't know. It's very sticky. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. But nothing in this world is fair anymore. So I don't know the exact rules. I don't think you're allowed to talk to other players that are involved with other agents. So
at all. Well, no, there's the do not call list. Do you know anything about this, Kratz?
Not the do not call list, but like you can talk to them. It's like a tampering thing. And the thing that I'm sure the reason this didn't come out earlier was because agents are always kind of like, oh, these guys, they're doing this or they're doing this. And so there's complaints. And then it's like, well, do we do that so that we can get clients? Should we be giving this? Like, oh, it's like a never ending street. Yeah. And I think because of the things that I heard about other places, for this to they're actually taking action. The MLBPA is actually taking action against these guys. It was some serious, like I said the other day, we're not talking like SEC baseball NIL money here. We're talking about like big time stuff where guys are getting bribed essentially to come over to the new agency for them to step in and revoke their license or start to revoke their license. It's serious. But Acuna's like, I don't care. I'm coming over. Not for the sports side. I get it. Not for the sports side, but he's still locked up for 4 more years.
What a deal that was too, huh? You think the Acuna deal?
Yeah, but that's part of the business. That part I get. I mean, you signed 8 years of hundo, and he's probably worth that over 2 years with what he brings to the table. But that's
part of it.
How many people would say,
yeah,
I'll take that when I'm 5 seconds into the league.
Yeah.
You can take a risk. You can the comp there is him and Soto came up similar time. They've been compared over the years. Soto said, screw it. I'm going year to year. And he might sign for $500 million this offseason. It's just a risk tolerance.
Yep.
What would you? I mean, what would you do if someone threw that at you?
My younger self,
career, especially first big deal.
My younger self, there would have to be a thought in my mind that says, you know what, this is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving me this cash. I love cash.
Yeah,
I mean, Kratzy, you love cash, I would assume, but
I don't love it.
All right. Well, he doesn't love it. I'll take his. But anyway, it's very intriguing. For a younger guy, it's very intriguing. For an older guy, you're like, no, I'm comfortable where I'm at. And it's just the second guessing would be like, man, what do I do? What do you do? I don't like it, but at the same time, like, oh, they feel like they have something in me that, maybe this agent can't do. So very sticky, brother. Very sticky.
Some investment.
Little underneath the table action.
All right, we'll be right back, and I see Mr. Trout getting close.
Unified Healing is sponsoring this episode of Foul Territory. Unified Healing is an innovative global network of wellness centers powered by Energy Enhancement System, or EE System. This technology promotes wellness and deep relaxation, and there are hundreds of locations across the globe. Interested in experiencing the EE System technology for yourself? Go to unifydhealing.com/foul to learn more and find a center near you. That's UNIFYD healing.com/FOUL. No material or testimonials on the Unified Healing website are intended to be viewed as medical advice or a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment and before undertaking a new healthcare regimen, including EE system.
All right, we're back. Mike Trout's getting set up. So real quickie here, we'll get Kratz's thoughts. So Walker Buehler pitched in a start last night, rehab outing. He's getting close to coming back up. The target was 80 to 85 pitches, 2 2/3, went 68 pitches. Also, I mean, you've talked about this, Kratz. There's the automated ball strike system that sometimes is a pain in the ass for pitchers down there. So any concerns here or no?
I was just looking at his walks. 4 walks is concerning. It's concerning because I don't care about the strikeouts. Like, dudes are going to swing because you get a big leaguer up there. Guys weren't offering at it. So you're sitting there going, okay, why are you getting 3-0 to the number 7 hitter on who they play? Sacramento. Like, is he fully back yet? No. The 4 walks, it's just a level of concern. The next start, just clean it up a little bit. I'm sure he will. He gets more pitches. Maybe he was working on stuff, but some long counts for him for a guy on rehab.
Yep, fair. All right, ready to go with our next guest, Mike Trout, joining us in person here in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. How you doing?
Doing good.
You got any advice for him for his coaching tomorrow? Is that going to be you someday in Jersey?
It's going to be me someday. I was going to pick his brain because he's been going through it for a couple years now.
You asked the first question. Oh, God. How do you coach 4 Little League games in one day?
Yeah.
2 travel ball. I got T-ball, Little League, 2 travel ball, man.
What's the hardest?
T-ball's the hardest. Oh, man, bro. You got 4, 5, 6-year-olds out there. How old's your son now?
He'll be 4 in July.
Dude, it could start up now. I'm telling you, they start him at 4 years old.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, he's actually got talked to my wife about a couple weeks ago. There's a team starting up, and she asked me, she's like, should we put him in there? I was like, yeah, let's try it. He loves it.
That's awesome.
He's starting to get into baseball big time. Mm-hmm. Kisses the bat every
oh, I like that.
On the FaceTime. I need to kiss your bat, Dad, for some good luck. I love it, man. It's great to be a father.
What are you working on over there? So you're telling me I need to work on stuff. Your numbers look great. Like, what are you in the hitting coach? You've been yapping over there for a little bit. Talk to us.
Yeah, you know the grind. It's I love it though.
Yeah.
I'm just trying. You got to trying to perfect your swing because some nights it's a battle up there just to see the ball. It's just little stuff, front side stuff, keeping the head still. Turning over.
Leaky.
Yeah. Just fine tuning stuff. You got to fine tune your swing, and I try to do it every single day. And the hitting coach has been great this year.
Are you about to mess around and steal 40 bags this year? What's the deal?
2 yesterday.
That's what I said yesterday.
Came in yesterday.
Sequence.
Hey, came in yesterday. I said, man, I feel like a rookie again, man. But then I found out it was like 2018. I stole 2. So last time I stole 2 in one game. But I felt good. Feel good. Hey, I'm enjoying myself out there. I get on first, and it's like it brings back a lot of memories. I'm like, hey, I'm taking this bag. You got to be careful now. There's a lot of good guys behind the plate and a lot of pitchers that are quick to the plate. So it's been great. It's been fun.
Does Wash put that out there? Does Wash say, "Hey, Trout, go eat"? Like, I want you to eat. I want you to get on them bases.
Yeah. When he first came in spring, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna let you run." EY and Bo, do the base running, so they give me the tips and stuff, and just it's a game within the game, just trying to find little cues to get that good jump. It's been good. I look forward to it every day.
Talk about little cues. Wash leaving you notes every day, or at least once a series.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fascinating. A manager involved. Go ahead.
Yeah, just some motivational stuff. Just get us to believe in the whole team and the whole unselfishness, team at bats, and you've seen it. It's we had the Tampa game. We played 13 innings, scratching back and forth. We were getting a run. They were getting a run. We obviously lost that game, but came back the next day with another win, big comeback win. That's just little stuff that, just builds the team. We got a great group in there, young guys and some older guys that are keeping us tight in there, and obviously Wash at the head. So,
what do you say to younger guys that come through that didn't spend a lot of time in the minor leagues? Because there's been a few of those. Like, did they show up? Shanwell and Neto last year. Did they show up and come right over to you like, hey, I barely spent any time in the minors, and look at me now?
Yeah, no, I think there's a good balance. I kind of, when they first came out, kind of let them do the things and see how they acted and reacted. And now, it's tough. It's tough for those guys. I came up through the whole minor leagues, and there were times where, I failed and I felt I struggled at the plate, and I worked myself out of it. And now, getting them guys up here so quick, and their whole careers they've been successful. And then once they get up there, they hit a little bump in the road, and how you deal with that, how you handle that. And I think little stuff like that, calling them over to the side, talking to them in the clubhouse, at the hotel, just to say, hey man, you belong here. Just to keep that positive thought and just keep working. That's the biggest thing. And Wash is all, you see the guys out here every day working hard every single day. Doesn't matter what day it is. We're just working nonstop.
Baseball for you speaks for itself, man. Your numbers have been unbelievable throughout the years. Like, for yourself, though, I want to ask you, do you feel like you have to prove anything to yourself anymore? You just go out there and just be you, that Jersey boy, that thunderbolt action that you did back in high school? Or is it, do you feel like when every year, like, I got to do this or that, or just be yourself?
That's a good question, because when I first came up in the first 9-10 years, it was come to the ballpark, play baseball, and do your thing. And now when the injury bug started flaring up, it was, I wouldn't say trying to prove myself on the field. It's just trying to keep myself on the field. Mm-hmm. And I've done a last 2 years, obviously the freak injury last year with my hand, but I felt like the combination of what I've been doing with the training staff, with the strength guys, it's been good. The routine I got before a game, I'll tell you right now, I'm doing a lot more pregame now. And you know how it is. How it is. When I first came up, man, it was like showed up to the ballpark, hit BP, play the game, get a couple hits, steal some bags, wake up next day feeling great.
Yeah. Not anymore. You're hitting the 30s now, big dog.
Yeah. So it's a little different, after game, stay cold tub, contrasting, just stuff that you overlook at a younger age because you don't really feel the effects of it. But now, I'm really trying to stay on top of all my stuff I need to do to keep my body on the field.
We talked about it last time. No more Pepsi. No more Fruit Loops.
Yeah, no.
Pre-game. I get it.
No.
That's fine.
Nope.
That's fine.
No more soda, man.
Hey, your boy Rendon. He got a lot of flack. What do you have to tell the world about your teammate, dude that's going to be there for a few more years? Because he got some serious flack for what he said in public, in private, whatever. What do you have to tell people about what Anthony Rendon brings?
Yeah, Tony's been unbelievable this year. Veteran presence in the clubhouse, World Series champion. He's dealt with the injury bug as well, and I was in his shoes. It's the same thing. I know how it is. It being hurt, not being able to play for your team, it sucks. It's not fun. But he's got a new attitude this year. It's there's the at bats he puts up. I'm right behind him every game. I hit behind him, and his at bats he puts up at a nightly basis. It's unbelievable. Consistency, working counts. Even when he doesn't feel good, he's still working counts, and putting good swings on balls, and obviously coming up with a big hit in Tampa the one night, and just to have him come in with the same with good energy and just like I said, just the preparation. He's in there same as me, just grinding out, trying to get that body, keeping the body on the field. It's good to see.
Did you, in the offseason, Ohtani was a free agent, were you talking to him a little bit, trying to get him to stay?
Of course.
And do you still stay in touch with him to the,
Of course,
as you guys go on?
No, yeah, losing a guy like Ohtani, it's you can't replace a guy like him. When he's pitching and hitting, it's hard to replace. Of course, I was trying to get him to come back. Talked to him, a few times. Obviously, see him when we played him in the Freeway Series and stuff like that. But I'm excited for him, happy for him, and he's going to kill it wherever he's at.
Is this still the best BP you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah. It's a joke.
Dude,
it's a joke.
Remember you told me in Texas to stay out there?
Yeah,
he was putting him in dead center.
Well, there's like a couple rounds where he's just like flicking stuff, like, 10 rows deep, and then once I don't know if he like sees people watching him, like, hey, here we go, and he turns it on. He takes it to another gear, so it's fun to watch.
Did you see? Because he's off to a good start. I mean, he's got an OPS above 1,000, but he hasn't hit as well with runners in scoring position.
It's early this season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Dodgers were talking about. They're like, oh, we might tell him to like not, be as aggressive on first pitch. And everyone's like, are you sure? You should tell him that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, man, it's baseball. It's sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. It's a tough sport, and guys that are coming up that it's different than when we first came up. I mean.
Totally.
It's when we first came up, starters are what, 91?
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, 94 was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You got a couple guys that throw hard, pretty hard in the bullpen, but now it's 95, 96 is the norm. So it's but no, I think it's just a small sample size with Ohtani. He'll be fine.
So you've been hitting some homers again.
Yeah.
Like now All-Star comes around, they ask you to home run derby. I mean, you haven't done one yet. Me.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
How many times have I told you this, though? You're getting older now.
I know. And I know my kid puts the pressure. Oh my God, I know.
It's a Mookie Betts kind of
thing.
Trust
me.
To have your boy out there. I had mine. He was only one time in 2015, but I feel like this year, next year might be a year.
You never know. It's definitely something to think about.
Never know.
If they ask,
come on.
They have not asked this year.
But if they did.
They will.
Would you say yes for the kid?
I wouldn't say yes. I wouldn't say no. Put that way.
God, come on, dude.
That's something.
You know that answer. EY, get your man here, guy. He's not answering the question.
He's trying to get me to get the derby already. Hey, he's hey.
That's a Jersey guy too.
Hey,
Rutgers finest, baby.
Hey,
let's go.
Jay Wash is still mad about you.
Why?
Because you beat Josh. He was throwing a
Oh, no.
When you beat him here.
Who was he throwing it?
He was throwing a Jock. When he beat him here. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. When that night with here, seeing you do that, it was
electric, man.
That was
so electric.
It was.
He can't roam
the flight
the
home
streets
was
here.
Good. Hey, how's the golf course going, dude?
Golf course is going.
I'm working on my game a little bit. No, I need to a lot.
You should.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
My drive is a little shaky, but everything else is good.
Yeah, golf course is coming along great. Having Tiger on the side, it's
that helps,
man.
Come
on, man.
It's pretty cool to drive around the course with them and go hole by hole and just say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Man.
Just hey, I played this hole,
bucket list.
Yeah, just stuff like that. It's and finally we're starting to get grass coming in, and it's moving quick. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. I can't wait till it opens, at end of 25, and I'm excited. Guys are getting into it. Guys are joining. It's great.
And then also you got your wife doing weddings and stuff over there too, right?
Yeah. She wants to do wedding planning.
Just a little love there.
Yeah, Jess. She loves planning stuff.
Yes.
Weddings.
They can't stay still, those Jersey girls, man. You know that.
They're going to do events at the
thing, yeah, special events, and
cool.
I'm looking forward to it. She's looking forward to it. Obviously, got another one on the way, so I'm. Really...
you got a lot of work coming up.
I got some Little League games coming up.
No, I'm telling you, man. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
Just be easy on the umpires, because that's my problem. I got to take it easy.
You letting them know? You letting them know?
A little bit.
Hey, congrats on the next one coming. That's awesome. You're going to man-to-man defense. I like that for you.
Yeah.
My question for you is, is Tiger Woods the biggest flex you have in your phone? Because I always you're the biggest flex in Todd's phone.
There you go.
Because that's just life. But is Tiger Woods the biggest flex in your phone?
Got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Got to give it to him.
You got Tom Brady's in there or anything?
I do have Brady's.
Oh.
So I mean
Jordan.
Two goats.
Jordan.
He's got
No
goats.
Jordan.
Brady and Woods.
You got to choose though. You got to choose.
You gonna make me choose?
So
I've met Tiger. I have not met Brady.
Okay, that's fair.
I would love to would meet Brady eventually, obviously. But it's I think doing a golf course with Tiger Woods, it's he's the reason I got into golf. It's just it's been great. So yeah,
I've got one more VIP in your phone, I think.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite commercial? He's probably never been asked this before. What's your favorite?
The body armor.
That was insane, man. I watched it.
Moves?
What's that?
Is that the dance moves one?
No,
No, the one right
with
now.
Griffey.
With
Oh, you
Griffey.
like that one?
See,
When we show that, we have the
I did like the
extended
dance
version,
moves, but the
MLB
Griffey
9
one,
innings.
I was talking
Sick,
about
right?
the dance. I was like, I didn't see that at the wedding, dude. That's the problem. I don't remember that at the wedding.
So let's go back about this commercial with Body Armor. So I basically I did a commercial with Body Armor.
Okay.
Great sponsorship, whatever, and they gave me a script, and I was like, oh, I'm cool with that, I'm good. And I get out there, and basically they were like, you got to do this move. I was like, all right, if I mess it up,
Have
whatever.
fun with it?
Yeah, I have fun with it. I walk out, and there's like 40 people around me.
Oh,
and I'm like, this ain't it.
you got to pull that thing off.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
like if people know me, like I ain't one of the better dancers on the team. But
No.
I kind of just played it off. But it was I thought it was going to be one where I just walked out there. They put the animation and people behind me and stuff like that. But it was pretty crazy. But the Griffey thing,
Dude,
I had fun with that.
Because that's Griff in a nutshell, though.
Yeah.
He's got that cool arrogance
swag.
that I love about
Yeah.
him.
Okay,
I
kid,
love
you
it.
ever done this?
That was
Yeah. No, we had fun. We had fun doing that. It took a little bit, but it was to go back and forth with Griff was sick.
When did you do that?
We did that in spring training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we watched the extended version the other day. Because usually I get the shorter version.
Mm-hmm.
We showed the 2-minute one where there's like all the trash talk.
Oh yeah, we were talking back and forth.
Oh, that was good.
It's good. It's good.
My last thing, man. I've been on this show, and Kratz, and you guys can attest to this. Every time your name gets brought up, I'm like, listen, I need this guy on the East Coast. I need this guy on the East. And I know Angel fans, they hate me for it.
Yes.
And they hate me for it. And they're going to say something again, man. But I know.
I was reading the comments when it first came out. when I was going to come on the show, they were bashing. They were bashing these guys.
Listen,
Yeah.
I just got to say, man, before your time is done, I need you to be on the East Coast at least 2 years for me. I need 2 years on the East Coast.
You're the only person that's ever told me that. You know that?
Why is it really? Bullshit.
Nobody in Millville.
Yeah. I know Pops and everybody at home's like, man, going to Cali. But before you're done, I need you over in Yankee Stadium. I know Philly would be nice for you because it's right down the street. Either way, I'll take it because I just gotta need you in the East Coast. That's all. You don't have to say a word. I'm just letting you know. Just put it in your brain in a couple of years. That's all.
No, but it was a big topic. We bring it up. You hear about it, right? Sure. And you had conversations in the off season, like, "Yo, I'm here. This is it," right?
Sure. And then we can go golfing before the games, and then we can do that later. All right.
And then
Good luck. Good luck.
I appreciate you, dog.
Yeah,
you know
thanks
that.
for having me on.
No, you got it,
sure.
man.
Thanks Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Kratz, take over for a sec. Give me KratzHatz. Go for it.
Trout, you're the best. Appreciate you, kid.
There you go.
Someplace that Mike never played. Auburn Doubleday Field. I mean, this is short season, rookie ball, whatever you want to call it. This hat is old as Todd's home run derby trophy.
Yeah,
I'm getting beat up over.
Sorry, Kratz.
Oh man, EY looking all thick in the background too. Tell him to get on the treadmill one time.
Hey, Kratz, he's popping off about you right now. Erik Kratz
said.
He's saying you need to work out a little more. Come on over here. You want to say something to him? Come on over here.
Say something.
Look at that.
Yo,
look at that strut.
You don't
Look
throw
at that
out
strut that he's got going on.
Just put his earpiece. Just give him an earpiece. Yeah, Kratz. You know Kratz, he popping off. He's in the boonies in Pennsylvania. Yeah, give me this. That's the mic right there.
What's going on, baby?
You need to get on the treadmill a little bit. Them biceps are looking way too big.
Hold on.
You can't. Oh wait, turn the volume up.
Hold on, Kratz. You're gonna have to repeat.
Say it again, Kratz.
I said you need to get on the treadmill a little bit. Them biceps are looking a little too big. You can't be looking like that in a uni.
Hey, no. I gotta keep them biceps like that. That put them fear in them young boys. They think they want to challenge.
Look at
me.
But
I think if anything, if you'd have said my stomach, I'd say, okay, now I know I need to work on that.
He's got them catfish bellies here with them forearms.
I gotta keep them right because I let them boys know they get out of line. Hold up now.
I see you.
But the stomach though, yeah, that uniform TV, man. Many people told me that stomach looked pretty big.
I like the white. Hey, I like the white beard.
I don't see that.
The white beard, sweet.
I don't see that. The beard is tight. The beard is tight. Good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But hey, the stomach, I'm telling you that. I just be trying to hold it in at third base. I don't want nobody to see that thing sticking out, man. Because
you got a girdle. You got a girdle on.
That's what I need to put on. That's what I need to put on because they won't know. They won't know that.
One more, EY. Give me a prediction. How many bags is Mr. Trout stealing this year? Because what the heck? That came out of nowhere for us. He's already got 5.
He looked, man. I'm telling you what.
He looks good.
He came into camp and he's been engaged from day one, and he just wants to play. And that was the message he sent to, Wash and the rest of the staff. And I don't like to put a number, but I'll say this: it'll definitely be a number he hasn't reached.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Huh? I'm on it, baby. What you mean trying? I'm on it, baby.
You know what the number is?
Say sneak in it because I want one of those sweatshirts.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know what the number is?
So what's his highest?
Yes.
I'll say like 22, 23.
EY.
40.
49 in 2012.
Yep.
49.
Okay.
He's going 50-50.
And I said he's going
I love that.
Hey, Corner got 73 last year.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he could have had 100.
Mm-hmm.
I agreed.
We had to slow him down.
Yes, you did.
Right.
We needed for the playoffs.
Yes, you do.
How was that combo? Hey, Ronald, a few less right now.
When you hit 70,
good luck.
7 and he'll finish with about 10 end of the month.
Yeah.
And then when the weather gets hot, he gets hot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. 70 is a lot of bags.
That's a lot. 50 would be nice, I think. I mean, 50 would be a
I don't
shock.
know.
Because you know what the numbers, EY, like, I mean, I know, he missed some time, but like last year, 2, year before 1, year before 2, year before 1, 11 in 2019. And then there were some 20s and the 30 there. But I mean, this is a big jump. And you guys are just like, you're not going to hold anything back, right? Hey, go for it.
Play ball.
He looks great on the bases. Yesterday was so fun. That little sequence.
I tell you what, he had 49. And what year was that?
2012. It was a minute ago.
That
was his rookie year.
We have to be smart about it.
But all you're saying is he's going to have a bunch.
He's going to have a bunch. I told you earlier what I thought. We don't have to say it right now, but I tell you, this guy. He's been engaged.
He's a threat.
He's
awesome.
Yeah. So
he looks good too. He looks real good.
He looks real. I mean, he's in there. I mean, he gets after it, man. Mm-hmm. He gets after it.
I appreciate
when you get older, man, we got to do it even harder.
Oh yes,
it's hard to get out of bed.
You're still doing it, baby. You look good.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You too. All right, let's do a little slap hands. That was a fun day. Damn. Kratz, you jealous?
Much? Come on. Need it.
It was a good day.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Kratz,
it's a great weather day,
got some good boys over here, man. You'll be in heaven.
This was
just
good.
like we are.
Yeah. By the way, for Angels fans, Logan O'Hoppe didn't join us today. He is definitely joining us next week. We said hello to him earlier. We just obviously had a loaded guest list today.
By the way, you see him. Sorry to interrupt. You see him in person.
He is a man.
He makes Kratzy look small, baby.
He does. He does. Kratz, he said he can roll you up into a ball and just put you in his pocket if he wants.
We'll talk about it.
Hit the road. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Hey, no, Kratzy, we can't mess with him because he's got some weird strength. Like he don't feel pain.
Also, I'm going to be at Kratz's spot, I think, for at least one show next week, so I got to be careful.
Let's go.
But Logan O'Hoppe is going to join us next week, and he'll be with us throughout the season for some appearances on FT. Thank you so much to BetMGM for hosting us over at the book. If you're in the Cincinnati area for the next couple hours, Todd Father's going to be there over at the Banks. It's right 5-second walk
about 20
across
minutes.
the street
Let's
from the
go.
ballpark. In about 20 minutes, Todd Father's there, a little meet and greet. If you have something you want him to sign, if you want to give him a high five, maybe even a hug, you want to talk about home run derby life or anything else from your Reds memories, go for it if you're in the area. And again, thank you to everyone for hosting us here to the Cincinnati Reds and the Angels PR departments.
Yes.
Really appreciate you bringing out the players for us. We love doing shows on the road. And to our crew, this was, now I can say it because the broadcast is over, the stream's over. It's a perfect stream.
It was very
No
nice.
complaints. Everything was freaking perfect. Audio,
We'll be
video,
back.
lighting,
Yes.
everything's great. Thank you. We'll see you next week on FT.